Hi y'all, so I'm gonna let you guys in a little secret about me. It's not really that big of a deal, but I thought I'd share it anyway and give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek into my life and my personality. And my big, huge secret that we're talking about are my fears. Everyone's afraid of something, whether it be UFOs or ghosts or the dark or whatever. Everyone's afraid of something. I don't care what people tell you, there's something that they're afraid of. That terrifies them, that makes them shake in their boots, that makes them want to wet their pants, that makes them want to book it the other way. So these are a few of my fears. I hope you all enjoy. These are in no particular order, by the way. I'm afraid of fireworks. They terrify me. I don't know if it's a combination of the loud noise and me thinking that they're so close. I'm not sure, but are you guys afraid of fireworks? Because I sure I am. Deep, dark water. Now, it might have something to do with me watching the movie Jaws at a very young age, but I don't know. I don't know if it's like a psychological fear of the unknown. I don't know. But if I can't see my feet, I'm not happy. Especially if my feet aren't touching the ground. If they're touching the ground, then that's fine. But I hate it when my feet are just kind of dangling there and I'm like, oh, shark, eat my toes. Yeah, that's not cool. Death. Now, it's not necessarily that I'm afraid of being dead, because I've definitely lost a few people who are really close to me, and it would be really nice to see them again, and I do believe in heaven, but I think it's more I'm afraid of dying, the actual act of dying, like the feeling of your heart stopping and you stop breathing, and just that moment when you actually die. Enclosed aquariums. Now you're all probably thinking, wait, did she just say aquariums? What is she talking about? Is she on like acid or something? Well, no, I'm not on acid right now. And by enclosed, what I mean is like the kind where you go and you walk in through and there's water all around you, especially water above me, freaks me out. I'm not necessarily afraid of fish or water in general, I don't know, but the thought of being enclosed with water all around me freaks me out, and all of that, like however many thousands of gallons of water pushing against glass. Going along with like aquarium and deep water and everything like that, sharks scare me. I think that's sort of a common fear. Or the fact that I really like sharks. I think they're really intriguing and interesting, and I love how they're like one of the only like dinosaurs that have ever survived throughout like evolution and stuff like that. I think that's really cool, and I think it's cool that there's so many different like species and types of sharks, and I just think they're really interesting creatures. I would never swim with them, nor would I see them in an aquarium, obviously. But I think they're cool to look at during Shark Week. I'm afraid of the dark. Whatevs. On that note, I'm also afraid of Samara and that girl from The Grudge. Kind of obvious. I mean, who wouldn't be afraid of them? They're kind of like, yeah. Good movies though. I'm also afraid of Freddy, now that we're talking about it. Yeah, that one. There you go. I think it's pretty obvious. I'm afraid to lose my parents or to lose anybody who's really close with me. On another obvious note, I'm afraid of spiders, though I love the movie Eight-Legged Freaks. I'm also afraid of thunderstorms and really strong, loud, like violent wind. I don't know if I'm necessarily like, oh my gosh, like I'm terrified of it, but it definitely makes me nervous. I'm also afraid of getting lost. Now, you're probably thinking, wait, like when you go to the mall, you're afraid of like losing your parents or something like that? No. I mean like really lost. Like really, really, really lost. There you go. I'm also afraid of drowning. I think, in my opinion, that would be one of the worst ways for me to die. That goes back to the whole being afraid of deep dark water and being afraid of sharks and aquariums and water pressure and like not being able to breathe and having no air or oxygen, and like the feeling that you get, you know, when you go swimming and you are on like a diving board or the edge of the pool and you jump down into the pool, especially if it's a deep pool and like you jump in far down and then you have to like turn back up and float back to the top, right? Well, I was always that kid who had like a mini heart attack, like going back up, because I would always feel like, okay, yeah, I'm swimming. And then I guess I could never hold my air for a very long time, and I would start to panic a little bit, like, holy crap, okay, like, this isn't funny anymore, I need to keep swimming, I need to get up to the surface, and I'd keep going, and I'd think that I was there, but I wasn't, and I would just kind of keep going, and I would get even nervous and more nervous and more nervous, which would make me, like, start to lose my air even more, and I would just, like, have, like, a panic attack while trying to swim up to the top, and by the time I got to the top, I'm, like, wheezing, like, holy crap, everyone's looking at me like, you're a freak. Yeah, that was me. I'm also afraid of octopi. Again, I think they're really, really cool creatures, like I do sharks. I love octopi. I think they're really, really neat, interesting creatures. It's like I love squids. They're just really interesting. There's no other creature on Earth that's like that has those like tentacles, and it's just like, it's crazy, but they freak me out. And one of the last fears that I have on my list is a fear that I've had since I was a little kid. Obviously, when I was little, I was afraid of stuff like the dark and deep water and all that sort of stuff, but a lot of the fears on, or at least majority of them, of the fears on this list that I have to talk to you guys about have been fears that have developed over time and that I don't necessarily remember having when I was a little kid. I was a pretty spunky little kid. I wasn't afraid of too much. Like, I was the kid, like, I wasn't afraid of spiders when I was little. I used to play with like centipedes and worms and spiders, and I'd catch crickets, and I'd play with grasshoppers and stuff when I was little, and I'd like get them out of the house for my mom and stuff. Like, I was the kid who was like, oh, a spider, yeah, okay. Like, I used to play in the dirt all the time. Like, I was not a finicky kid, and I wasn't afraid of a lot of things, but I've always, since I can remember, been afraid of dolls, whether it be dolls or mannequins or, I don't know, mostly like China dolls, like old-fashioned China dolls. I remember my grandparents used to live up north in a little town in a really big old farmhouse, and my grandcha's, who was my grandfather, his mom had a very, very old China doll, like really vintage. It was so old that it had like real human hair on it and stuff, and they had a study where the computer was, and it would sit in the study on like a pile of books, and it would like, you'd walk in and the computer would be like right here with like a desk and a chair and whatever, and be facing this way, and there was like a window here, and there was like a washroom, and the way to get out was like right here, like the door, and the doll was like right here, like right behind, like parallel to where the computer chair would be. So I'd be sitting there and I could feel this doll watching me, and it's just, oh, probably one of the most scariest things in my opinion are dolls. I cannot watch the movie Child's Play. I've tried to convince myself like, oh, like, don't worry about it, Maddie, it's fine. You know, obviously it's like that character isn't real, like, I'll be okay, it's a cheesy movie, whatever. So many people have told me it's a cheesy movie, that it's fine and whatever, but I cannot do it. My dad has put it on for jokes, and I'll be like, oh, like, come here and see what I'm watching. I'd look 5 seconds, I'll see Chucky's face, I'll be like, okay, no, can't do it. Dummies, like marionettes, scare me as well. When I was very little, my brother used to love to watch the show Goosebumps, and we had read all the books and everything, and I was terrified of, what's his name? Slappy. Why was I watching that? Why? What possessed me to do that? And last but not least, I'm afraid of Toby. Did you guys hear that? Okay, so I think that's everything. Please let me know in a comment down below what you guys are afraid of. I shared my little deep dark secrets with you guys, and I hope that you guys will share some of yours. So yeah, please leave it down in the comment below. Tell me what you think, your thoughts on my fears. If you guys have a theory about like my psychological, brain is trying to tell me something by judging by what I'm afraid of, or what I've done in a past life because of what I'm afraid of or whatever. If you guys have any thoughts on that, that would be awesome to hear it. So leave it in a comment down below along with your fears or in a video response. I'd love to get to see you guys and hear from you as well. And also please leave your requests down below as well. Let me know what you guys want to see from me, what you guys want to hear me talk about, any sort of music video ideas that you have for me that, you know, we can bounce off between each other. Creative mind to creative mind. And I think I'll see you guys later. So yeah, this is Maddie signing off. Bye guys.